It's me, Mario. Don't mind me, I'm just silly and goofy. I want to lighten up the mood a little bit before I get into today's topic. Once again, it has to do with the male VTuber drama, sort of. Today's topic is about a female VTuber who recently tried to call out a male VTuber for potentially crossing her boundaries. Obviously, that's not okay. Obviously, that's a really bad thing to do. The question now is that really what happened? The short answer is no, not at all. So this VTuber named Murasaki Mika called out somebody by the name of Atrementum X. I'm very not good at pronouncing long names. Hopefully I said that right. She made a call about him, but not just any call out. She decided, almost like Miranda Sings style, ukulele and all, to roleplay in character as she made this video talking about this guy who she was going to expose. In all honesty, it's mega cringe, mega not taking it seriously, which is why I think a lot of people just ended up not taking her seriously. Like, seriously, if you're gonna sit there and do the, like, ha 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 ha, yonder laugh.
Imagine that.
Like, no shit, people are not gonna take your claims seriously. But still, I wanted to look into it because even if she didn't really present her argument in the best of ways, maybe he really did cross her boundaries. Maybe he really was a creeper, you know? He actually posted screenshots of all of their conversation, so I went to go look at it, of course. And of course I looked at her document as well. I wanted to see both sides of the story. After looking through everything, I can definitely say that, yeah, this was a nothing burger of a situation. She tries to claim that because he talked to her about like how people might send like unsolicited dick pics and, you know, how that's wrong, that he somehow understood that he shouldn't send any IRL pictures, even if those pictures aren't explicit, and that somehow he was crossing her boundaries and that he should have just read her mind and somehow knew that sending any kind of pictures of him IRL is just not okay in her book. She never says this. Like, mind you, she never once says this to him directly in DMs. The first time he ever sends anything is because of a question prompt that she sends him. The question he chose was like, what's your favorite feature about yourself? And he said his arms. So he sent a picture, like neck down, he's fully clothed, just showing his bicep. It's really nothing. But she claims that she was uncomfortable by this, but does she say that to him? No, of course not. She doesn't say that to him. Instead, she goes, "Oh, nice," with like a flushed face, and then comments on how he has a dad bod and that she likes that kind of body type. Which, like, I know that a lot of people joke and say that guys are really dense, but I don't think I would have even had a clue. There's literally nothing that indicates discomfort here, at least not that I can see. And again, if she really was uncomfortable, I don't know why she didn't go, "Hey man, I really don't want you to send real life pictures to me. That kind of stuff makes me uncomfortable." He seemed really nice in the DMs. He was being really respectful for boundaries in many ways, and even was like, "Hey, I see you've been having a hard time recently. Do you want to vent about it? No pressure though." Like, that's a really nice way to be like, "Hey, you can talk to me, but you don't have to feel obligated to." Like, I'm sure if she went to him and said, "Hey, I really don't feel comfortable with that," I think he probably, just based on the way he talks in general in the DMs, probably would have just been like, "Okay, like, I'm sorry, I won't do that again." And if he didn't, then she can call him out and be like, "Well, he's not respecting my boundaries. I keep telling him, like, do not send me stuff, and he does it anyways." But again, that's not the case here. Now, this kind of ties back into the whole male VTuber drama thing, because there's a lot of people who are saying, like, you should respect women who are, you know, talking about their abuse and other things. And it's like, yeah, people should respect that, obviously, but also I think it's important for women to also do that, because it feels like somebody almost took advantage of the fact that so many people were like calling out really toxic male VTubers that they decided to like jump on the bandwagon and just throw somebody under the bus because they didn't like them for whatever reason. They had a falling out or whatever. And trust me, me, I've seen this before on other communities that I've been a part of, where on both sides, both men and women, make really awful false accusations against somebody. This includes sexual assault, pedophilia accusations. Like, they're not small accusations to make. This is like life-ruining stuff. I have to reiterate that. This can mess someone's life up. If it's something that you can probably talk out and solve in DMs, then you shouldn't be making callouts of this caliber. Which is why I also was talking about the generalization and saying how it's really bad, because generalizing everybody as a creepy predator isn't good, because those are things that can really fuck up someone's life. You know, I when I talk to a lot of guys, I see already a lot of guys are kind of scared to come off sounding creepy, even just giving a compliment. Like, how do I put this? Like, people have apologized to me for complimenting me because they don't want to come off sounding creepy, which I just find a little bit depressing, because, like, come on, it's just a fucking compliment. But people are like, oh my god, I hope you're not taking that the wrong way. Like, no, I'm not. It's fine. But it just makes me think, because I never see women doing that as much, you know? Like, a girl can come up to me and be like, man, I wanna just feel your fucking titties, and I'll be like, yep. But I mean, obviously, like, it would be weird if a guy did that, right? It's just so, like, weird to think about. Yeah, like, a lot of guys are just worried that they might come off as creeps, so generalizing, sorry, I can't speak, generalizing and saying that everybody is in the same boat and that the majority of guys are just weird, creepy sex pests and they'll go after women, all they care about is sex. It's not good. It's just not good to do. And as I've said before, like, I've had weird, creepy sex pests follow after me who are women. Women! I don't think I went into detail in the last video, but, like, I've had somebody literally be like, I really wish that I could fucking drown just so you can perform CPR on me. Like, I want you to resuscitate me. Like, that's my fantasy. I wish you could play doctor with me and feel me up in a creepy way. I was just like, girl, I don't even fucking know you. We've talked for 2 days. Like, this is really weird. Another time, I was just going to the gym. All I said was, I'm going to the gym, because she asked where I was going, what was I doing that day. I said, I'm going to the gym, and she's like, oh yeah, I can just imagine you sweating, so sexy, and I just blocked her. I blocked her immediately. It's weird, isn't it? It's uncomfortable. But I think not enough, like, women are told that that's weird and creepy. Ugh, the memories bringing back awful flashbacks. But yeah, my point is, like, getting back on topic, my point is that because guys are so scared already to come off as creepy, even when they're not trying to be, it really sucks when somebody, like, takes the smallest, minuscule type thing that a guy has done and tries to twist it into something really creepy and fucked up. It really shouldn't be that way. Like, obviously. Thankfully, this time Twitter actually agrees with me here, and the majority of people just completely clowned on this girl for calling this guy out for absolutely fucking nothing. Everybody was like, you could have just told him this in private. Like, this is something that you could have solved in private. You didn't have to make a whole call out role-playing as your VTuber character. Like, it's just weird. It's really weird, and it's like you're disconnected from reality at that point. I will say one thing, like, a little bit in her defense, like, okay, maybe he could have asked for permission to send any sort of pictures. Like, I think, yeah, it's a good rule of thumb for anyone. Like, it shouldn't just be guys, it should be girls too. Like, don't just send pictures of your face, and it makes the other person maybe feel uncomfortable or feel like they're obligated to send something back. Like, ask first if you want to do that. But, you know, I can't really blame him on the context of, like, everything that they were talking about. They were talking about, like, lewd art. Obviously I can't show it because a lot of it shows, like, a lot of lewd pictures that they were sending back and forth, both sides, not just him. She was too. You know, they were talking about getting, like, art done together, lewd arts, and whatever else. So I mean, if I'm talking to somebody and I feel like we're becoming kind of friends and we're making art pieces together and doing things together, I also would probably feel like it's okay to send like an IRL picture, like as long as it's not like a weird picture. And you know, if I ever do anything, I hope to God that my friends would tell me like, hey, I didn't like that, you know? It's just, obviously, like, don't send her any hate. I'm just saying, like, nobody should do anything like this. I hope she learned her lesson. I hope that she won't do something like this again. I hope that nobody does anything like this, because as I said, I've seen it plenty of times. You know, nobody should making any sort of accusations against somebody without, like, proper actual evidence. If he sent her, like, I don't know, picture of his fucking ass or, like, his dick, obviously I'd be like, whoa, don't do that. As I said, looking at all the screenshots, I didn't see anything. And if you don't believe me, I'll put the link down below in the description so you can see it too. Make your own judgment about it, you know? You can discuss it with me in the comments. I could be wrong about something, but this is just my opinion on the situation. Nobody should be doing this to anyone ever. Like, talk it out in DMs, make it clear where your boundaries are, you know? Sometimes I have to do that with my viewers as well. It happens. Sometimes people make a comment that I find weird and I'm just like, hey, buddy, cut it out. Don't do that. And they stop. It's that easy. I know sometimes people are worried like, oh, that somebody's gonna get mad at me or be upset or there's gonna be a confrontation and I don't like confrontation. You have to learn to confront certain things and remind yourself if they freak out and they get upset at you for you asking for like something reasonable, like them respecting your boundaries, cut them off. Just cut them off at that point. You don't need that in your life. You can do better. Much better. Treat yourself. And with that, I guess that's all I really have to say on that topic. Besides the fact that, tomorrow, I'm doing the Spirits After Dark podcast over on my Twitch. I will re-upload it here, of course. But stop by, come join us. We're actually going to be talking about all of the male VTuber drama. So if there's anything I didn't cover, it's probably going to be said on the podcast. The VTuber that I brought up in my last video is going to actually be a guest on the podcast. He goes by Frozen Sunlight. He's the guy who made like a male VTuber support group. The Blizzard Boys. I don't know why I said it like that. He's really chill. I'm honestly really excited to have him on the podcast. I also asked Rad if he wanted to join, but I don't know if he'll be able to yet or not. He is really busy with a lot of commissions, so I'll see. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye! Charles, come on, buddy, you gotta say something. Can't just not say anything for the end of the video. You gotta do the bit.
I want a chicken sandwich.